could teach him something from you, man. Teach him how to protect this crypto.
Sure, very easy. You would have poorly managed your seed phrases. You would have either released them in the physical world by leaving them out.
On my crypto secure, I follow Papa Boner. He used MetaMask. Now it's crypto a goner.
What's
You
that?
should have seen his face. He was hot like the summer. It sucks to lose all your money. Man, that shit really not funny. On my crypto secure, I follow Papa Boner. He used MetaMask. Now it's crypto a goner. You should have seen his face. He was hot like the summer. It sucks to lose all your money. Man, that shit really not
What's
funny.
that?
All my crypto is safe, cause I got it on Treasure. Yeah, his seeds got backdoored, cause he got it on Ledger.
Get a hardware wallet, you guys.
So you know you gotta do better. Got a DCA, so gotta stack cheddar. In Hexaco, cause I had to change the weather. You gotta be smart when you in DeFi.
That's right, Pulsechain.
Seeds in your Levi.
Trezor still got the Black Friday deal going on.
Go
get yourself one.
And follow Papa Boner.
Follow Papa Boner.
Using your keyboard on either your phone or your PC to do so. That of course,
Dorsey in the chat, let's go.
allow either a man-in-the-middle attack.
Miss Avalon fam, tiny widow.
On my crypto secure, I follow Papa Boner. He used MetaMask. Now it's crypto
What's
goner.
that?
You should have seen his face. He was hot like the summer. It sucks to lose all your money. Man, that shit really not funny. On my crypto secure, I follow Papa Boner. He used MetaMask. Now it's crypto goner. You should have seen his face.
Ecstatic, let's
He
go.
was hot like the summer. It sucks to lose all your money. Man, that shit really not funny.
What the hex is you guys talking about?
Every time someone thinks about buying a dog, someone goes, "Oh no, you should not buy a dog because you have to walk it every day." This guy would not fall asleep unless he gets his walk a day, but no one warns you about that. And at least the dog only gets like 12.
Go fuck yourself.
When Bob's.
I plan to have a coin that has a value higher than the market cap of Bitcoin and onboard millions and millions of users into something that makes their lives better. And I'm supposed to feel bad about that. I think you may have it backwards.
I plan to win the 100-meter gold at the Olympics, but it's not going to happen.
Peter, over $1 billion of Bitcoin has already claimed their fucking hex in 5 days. Dumbass. Do you know how much money that is? Dumbass. It's a lot of money. It's more money than you'll ever have. Okay? That's in 5 fucking days with no ads. No ads, Peter. $0 spent on marketing, bro. Do you know how good that performance is? You know whose chat rooms are growing in size in crypto? Hexes.
Hex.
Not anyone that I fucking know of. Because I'm in the other chats. They're dying.
What the hex?
What the hex?
What the logo? There we
Nice.
go.
Nice. Look at
now
that.
it's a show. How you doing, Papa B?
I'm beautiful. How are you, DJ of the Cryptomatic fame?
All my
That was-
crypto secure. I follow
Yeah, that
Papa
was-
Boner.
That was so cool that you played that track. I think like 6 people know that exists. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like a flashback from way back into time.
It's really funny. It's funny. It's got that intro that's really funny, setting the stage so you know that the guy's friend was using MetaMask, not that I'm using MetaMask.
And then you scold them like, okay, you would have misappropriated your seed words. You fucked up, basically.
His face was hot as the sun is my favorite.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
favorite line in that one.
It's like,
Yep.
Oh, like a cartoon character.
Wouldn't it have sucked? That's an oldie but a goodie. That was in like the beginning of the bear market that came out. Think about all your. I mean, really, this is like a public service announcement before we begin. It's time to familiarize yourself with all your wallets and where you put all your goodies, and make sure your onboards know how to securely log on to their, get their passphrases in and see where their stuff is, and nobody panics when prices go up and you're not familiar with how to get in and out. You make stupid mistakes, and then I've seen it so many times. Oh my God. In the last little bump up, I was getting DMs from people saying that I didn't tune in for like over 2 years, and then I saw my portfolio and it was like super big and juicy, and then I didn't know how to get into my wallet. So then I went into the chat group and Telegram, and somebody helped me, and my wallet was drained.
For some reason, my camera is really bad.
Yeah, it's just your face.
It's blurry. It's
yeah,
and now, European connection.
And I'm crowded out by this logo here. Thank you.
That's better.
Let Peter get crowded out.
Peter, you're also in like 4:3.
Yeah, for some
video.
Reason. I don't know.
That's an old VHS tape.
Yeah,
it's
Betamax.
Pre-communist revolution technology. Yes.
Do you like my filter?
Sputnik. The Russian filter.
It's Sputnik technology.
Nice.
Wow. Well, I've only got 6 more minutes to hang with you guys, so let's break down the news and all the interesting stuff. So I can go.
Let's. Peter is Robo Peter. Let's shit on P-Dye, shall we?
What?
Oh, yes.
What else is there to? The problem I have with this whole P-Dye saga that's playing out right now is like,
you're going to alienate Hex Monkey again, by the way. He's going to tune in and say, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Shout out to Hex Monkey. No, Hex Monkey, I think, did you reach out to him? Because I think he totally misunderstood what we were like on about. This was, first of all, it was Toby, it wasn't me. And Toby shitted on Crypto Coffee. This has nothing to do with us.
Wait a minute, Toby shitting on the coffee?
Coffee and bringing Jack Levin into this.
No, for bringing.
Don't say the name of the fucking. Okay.
No, for bringing like, hey, rep Bitcoin bros on ETH. You've got some free coins over here, ready to dump, and we were like, this. In general, that's a good idea, but maybe we want to.
That's great. People,
and that's all it was. So I don't know why, Hex Monkey is all. Don't.
I'll reach out.
Don't do that. No, but
he's old like me, so he's gonna be reaction.
That's like selective hearing. I get it.
I'm sorry, what? What? Grapefruit for breakfast? Happening. I don't like grapefruit for breakfast. What?
I think Richard should tweet about P-Dye, PUSDC,
P-Dye, yeah,
and everything else that it has value on Pulsechain. Yes. So the people from Ethereum and all the other crypto people that hate him can get in, dump it,
and get
destroy the chart, and shit on him even more. Yes. And laugh at him. Ha ha ha. We got your money, bitch.
That's more like it.
No, but this whole that's called adoption, my man.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need to do.
It's all about adoption. The thing is, if you shit on P-Dye these days, you shouldn't really, because like me personally, I don't.
You should even more. I
don't believe like
and this decentralized me, motherfucker. Fuck you, man. I hope you see this video because fuck you, scammer.
Fuck you. No, I'm
the Lord is speaking to me through the blockchain. I have seen what he has seen, what he will do. I am the Messiah. I am the Pope. The God speaks to me. The Lord speaks to me through the Lord. Jesus Christ. I mean, if you want to trade the narrative, good for you. But
that's it. It's a narrative.
Jesus
but because if you shit on it, you're also shitting on Pulsechain, because at the moment everything evolves around that. So we kind of shouldn't. but at the same time, I feel it just goes so against how we started out as a Hex community, you know, with verifiable on-chain stuff. Don't trust the code.
Yeah.
Verify yourself. Don't listen to
the guy on Twitter said, it's Richard. Don't you understand?
And another thing was, with Hex was, if Richard dies tomorrow, Hex will live on. Guess what? If Richard dies tomorrow, you can forget about your paganing, you know. So it's like too much dependencies on so many things. So I really don't know. Like,
it's just someone who has big bags spinning the narrative. Dump later on you. It's great. It's mwah. If I were that person or persons, I would do the same. And,
Hey, Peter and DJ. Look, I got a couple.
It's Jack Levin 2.0. It's even better than Jack Levin.
All right,
Papa
settle
B,
down,
give us
Peter.
the wise man's guidance.
I have to leave like soon. Not only are my
Just
stool
fucking leave
softeners my stool softeners are kicking in, so I have to leave early today, or else I'll make a mess. But anyway, the point is that I got into crypto early on, totally before I found Richard Hart, who set me straight. I was in the XRP type of. I was eating a spoon-fed narrative about.
See, if you held XRP to this day, you would have money.
Winner. Is a winner.
Not really, not really, because where I bought it, it was like, you know, it was like that uphill climb, almost to $3, and then and then
and
crashed.
never again.
I bought it on, you know, up that hill. I didn't know anything about anything.
Okay.
So I spent about 18 months DCAing in just to get my money back. I mean, I was like out there, like way out into the deep end in terms of capital thrown at that thing, just to get $50 worth of profit, just to get it out and then dump it into Hex. The point is, the narratives with that army, the XRP army, was so ridiculous and dealt with such, you know, voodoo stuff. They were sending each other, publishing these cryptic pictures that came from the Ripple Riddler, who supposedly was an insider.
Oh,
and
yeah, the Riddler. Oh my!
Remember that?
God. Oh,
you read into these like really simple, like even less than Photoshop type of graphics, and there's all these ideas. And then you've got bullshit coming from you from the actual Ripple company proper, from Brad Garlic Breath. So and they were putting out these Silicon Valley like you know, because it is a company, so they have this pipeline of all these banks that are supposed to be ripping out their Swift and putting in RippleNet, and then Santander and SBI over in Japan. But I had the luxury of actually, as soon as they mentioned SBI, I actually had a lot of friends over at SBI. So I was able to just walk down the street, go meet them for lunch and say, so you're in back end here with this whole system. How's the RippleNet pilot going? And they laughed and they said, oh, we've had that kind of stagnant in our lab for the last 6 months. We're not doing shit.
There's a flyer we once received.
Yeah, exactly. But the president at that time just had a hard on about cryptocurrency, and he made good buddies with Brad Garlinghouse. And then he was saying that he personally is behind XRP and Ripple. But the bank itself, when they put it on the pipeline, was absolute fart gas, you know, terrible bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody and just learn from that story, right? Is I left that community because it was ridiculous. We're entitled to a modicum of ridiculousness and hope and fun, but maybe just don't go all in these narratives. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that's my pearls of wisdom. Just don't go Ripple Riddler on us here. Yeah.
Also, there is this. Let me share the screen. There's this monster of a live stream that's circulating in the community. You can rewatch it on Maddie's channel. You know, that was the big one with Saint Wolf, who is this big crypto influencer, and you know, there was Sami was on there, and you know, and Chris Muir, all kinds of people. and I'm catching up to this in like increments because it's so long and I've got so much to do at the moment.
Are
And
they
the
talking
thing,
about P-Dye?
still, yeah. And the thing is, like, there is Access Alive on there. Let me just explain this because I do crypto emotional. Like, I'm an emotional trader, and
Hamster.
that's the hamster trade. That's the only way it works for me, but it works. So I watch the people and the behavior, right? And then there is Access Alive on this stream, who we love. You know, he's been on our show. He's a Hex OG. He's done a lot for explaining the T-shirts back in the day, similar to Kareem. We're streaming with whales only. So that's our guy. We love Access. But he goes on there and gives you, for like an hour long, like very, confident, and this is what I see is happening, and we've got this here, and the pay maker there, and then he gives analysis on the chart, like very confident for like an hour long. And when you're listening to this, when you listen to him, you go like, oh yeah, this is like you're one of these sea lions. And then after this 1 hour, he goes at the end, but hey, I'm just a guy on the internet. This is all just speculation. I know nothing. Good night. No further question. And he leaves the stream. And I'm thinking like, what? You talk an hour like this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go. And at the end, then you say, ha, but this is just speculation. But this is how he should start out with. He should say, okay, what I'm about to tell you now,
that's true.
It's all horseshit, but I have a 60% a conviction that this and this might happen, and here is why. This is how you should set the stage, and not the other way around. So
look, DJ, that's a good point, and I gotta leave like in 20 seconds. But let me confirm that's a good way of thinking. Is that the do your own due diligence, no financial advice, disclaimer, and all this is just speculation should come at the beginning of the rant. Of course, that's a good idea. My question is, anything that's happening, and if we make this ourselves, as Richard once said, then that's good. That follows Richard's philosophy. Also, what I don't want to see is people saying, well, Richard didn't say no about it. Richard has his hands tied. Richard didn't, and that's not.
Richard tweeted 4 times about it.
He also tweeted 4 times about Aave and Bitcoin. So
exactly. So look, putting words
recently.
Putting words in Richard's mouth is ridiculous, and he's spoken against that before in great clips that we put on this show. It's not rocket science. If there's something important that you need to know, that he feels you need to know, he'll say it in no uncertain terms, and just don't don't handicap all of this silence to the level of certainty that he means something or doesn't. Don't speak for Richard. Don't put pressure on Richard. Don't lay it at his feet if this is all bullshit. It has nothing to do with Richard. But if it works out, then great. Let Richard take the glory for it. But if it fails, guaranteed it was because we did it. So that's all I gotta say, right? Am I right or am I right?
No, that's exactly what it is. So there's no way to verify this at the moment. But at the same time, if we FUD it like that, we're shitting on ourselves, because this has taken over like 80% of all the volume, the energy of everything that's going on right now. So we should really ghost it.
People like to chase the green candles. The narrative about P-Dye, it's green candles.
Yeah. Can it go to $1? Sure, it can go to $3.
Yes.
Will it peg?
I expect
no. There is no mechanism
without expectations
or that shit. Jesus.
Without expectations, DJ and Peter, I'm truly leaving now. I'll leave you with this: if it helps to seed the community into a froth that makes people evangelize again and bring people into the ecosystem, fucking great. If it pumps the bags, fucking beautiful. If it doesn't, okay, I don't want to see people get hurt. But we should promote it as I think we could consider it a meme type of quasi
speculation, and that's all fine. That's all fine.
No. I disagree.
No, Peter hates it. Peter wants to release.
It's horrible because how many times have we seen this formula?
All the
I
time.
have this. This will help.
Yeah, you know what?
It's like we haven't learned
anything
in
from
5
Richard
years.
ecosystem. Then it's total disaster.
Okay. All right, Peter. I'm going to coin the phrase from now on. The P in P-Dye stands for Peter.
Peter
Dye.
The Peter ring.
You're the founder. You're pulling the strings. I'm blaming you if it fails.
Yes. Please.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great time.
Goodbye.
See ya. So yeah, it's all just lies. It's people being confident. I mean,
yeah, it's very confident.
That's where the word conment.
And for now, they're backed up by the chart. I mean, it's a good chart.
Is it really?
If you let's check.
I mean, it looks like Hex in the first days. Duh. Well, if it should do the exact same thing as Hex, then it will dump 99%.
Oh, all your pegs are red right now, going down.
Because everything's going down.
If you zoom out, yeah, because Donald Trump was with Kramer on the Wall Street, so now everything is correcting. Well, that's a good chart. Like, you cannot knock this chart. Is an ascending triangle here. This poised for another run up.
Well, great. Then the holders of the P-Dye can sell at higher price. It's great.
They managed to get the whole community. They bought in here. Some say it's rumors that they minted themselves even more before the minting function was shut off.
Yeah, that's awesome. If I was able
and now
to
the
do
whole
that,
community is
I would
pumping their bag. Even us talking about it. You know.
Of course. Well, I mean, listen.
If you look at the
Eric Wall was right. We are the trailer park people of crypto, and this is the proof.
Yeah, this here
Hex
not
chart
so good.
And P-Dye chart are the proof of Hex community being just fucking retarded.
Yes,
because we are.
Yeah,
it's great. I like it here.
Look, this is the copy of the Bitcoin. This is not so great. I mean, this is pumping down. It topped out. You know. The other one looks better, if you ask me. But hey, I'm just a guy on the internet.
I mean, if you bought at the lows, great. Now you can sell with profit.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's it.
And if you bought it, actually, you should take out your initial investment.
That is very true.
Sometimes people don't do that, and then they round trip, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's an experience for life that everyone should do. Everyone should experience. Yeah.
What is the clip that you? Shall we play that now?
Yeah, play it. It's awesome. It's awesome. I like it.
So it's this one here.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have audio.
I hope we have.
Has lower transaction fees. It plugs into the DeFi ecosystem. You could use it as collateral for DAI. You could use it on distributed exchanges. It is its own as lower transaction fees.
It's just this short clip.
Yeah.
And well, god damn it, I watched the whole interview, and this is not there. What I think is the second video I sent you.
This with the banana.
That's it. That's someone. Maybe someone manipulated it, and
where is that?
And we all like it.
Oh, that's
the whole Hex community
you're
likes
saying
this.
It's possibly an AI situation. Oh, I get you. Hold on.
It's if I was some of those people with great P-Dye bags, I would do this shit. And I think this is the original, like, where it was taken from.
Okay, hold on. That would be wild, but it's very possible.
Man, I said
right. You keep so if let's just say it's just a speculative stickiness game. We're the first cryptocurrency to have a chart of future
Now he
market
starts
supply.
to.
We're the first cryptocurrency to address
Yeah,
the
with
seeding
the
time
fingers.
deposit market, which is a multi-trillion dollar market, larger than fiat currency. It addresses a larger market than Bitcoin does. It's more censorship resistant than Bitcoin. It's got a better mining ecosystem than Bitcoin. It plugs into DeFi. It's fucking free.
Plugs into
If you want free
DeFi.
Bitcoin, you
This
can't
is-
fucking
this
get it.
is the
If you want free
manipulated
HEX,
part.
You can get that.
You're not giving
I
up.
mean, if you
Okay.
let.
Let's check
Great,
again.
awesome, awesome.
Let's check again. This is crazy if that's true.
Has lower transaction fees. It plugs into the DeFi ecosystem. You could use it as collateral for DAI. You could use it on distributed exchanges. It is its own as lower transaction fees. It plugs into the DeFi ecosystem.
Yeah.
You could use it as collateral for DAI.
You can use it as
on
a
distributed
collateral for
exchanges.
DAI. Yeah,
It is
sure.
its own as
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the same clip, just AI or something. I'm not an
So you watched the whole interview and you couldn't find this sequence.
Yeah, this is the part we watched from
Yeah.
the YouTube video from Richard's channel.
Yeah.
That's the original, and it's he doesn't say it. Says it. He's not saying it. I mean,
Wow.
what the fuck, people? And great. Keep buying it, please.
Wow.
Pump the chart.
Pamp,
I want
pamp it.
I want to
Respect the
see
pamp.
I want to see people crying when it
Yes.
dumps.
If this goes even close to $1 and a guy with 1 million PDI sells,
It's possible. It can go
Then-
there. I mean, it's a meme coin.
then that's, I think it's over.
It's a meme coin. I mean, someone created someone created the DAO for this shit, like front end and everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just one guy, or maybe just one guy paying everybody. I don't know. And now that Somi bought in, he's making videos. Everyone else bought in. I mean, great. If you made money, awesome for you. But yeah, this is a legacy you will have in this community. You will be the next Rackham.
That will be
Next
interesting.
clown, next clowns, yeah. next people to listen to in the next bull run, yeah.
man.
Okay, great people, awesome.
All right, let's check chat. We got a Wookiee on the chain who is in here first. We should all treat this next hour with respect, as it's complete rubbish. That's right. That's very correct. Got Don't Panic. Second, checks my pulse. Checking us out. Thank you very much for tuning in. Finbear's in the house. Academiciated. Metallic Elmo is here. Got Chris. Chris got a comment. If Richard said that he was trying to make PDI into a legit stablecoin, people would have aped in big, but if he failed. Yeah, so basically it's saying that's also a narrative that those guys have, that Richard just can't talk about it like that. So because everybody...
Richard cannot talk about anything at the moment.
But that's what they use as an excuse.
It's great for those people feeling the sentiment. Because
yeah, exactly.
Richard cannot say, listen, guys, these people are retarded. Don't listen to them. He cannot do that at this moment.
Exactly. And
So,
also when they say it's legit because he hasn't said it's not legit, like he has not warned about any scam on Pulsechain. Like he likes people doing stuff on Pulsechain, even if it's the craziest scam. At least that is what my impression so far.
He even promoted what was it called? The time glass or hourglass games.
Yeah. Hourglass games.
For
yeah,
HEX.
Yeah.
If you remember, like he even said that people are building these things for HEX, and nearly everyone got wrecked. Awesome, like great stuff.
Yeah,
he said it. He promoted it. We can say, okay. So he tweeted 4 times about the fork. Great, awesome. So he approves.
Chris saying, I treat it as a small lottery ticket, and that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine.
I mean, I'm telling, if you can trade the narrative,
just get out
awesome.
before this rocks. Sandy Beach is here. Avalon checking in. Archie S. Man, we got a live crowd. Hans is in the chat. TA Artist Extraordinaire. Follow him on the Twitter. Fimbear. Qbad is checking in. Look at his stomach. You can see it's manipulated. That's funny. Miss Avalon in the house. I see you. Pentavision. Is weed so bad in the East? Peter will peg understand the dots. Yeah, Peter. And Smoker's Pliff.
Yeah, and Rackham will defend the 20-cent hex. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Rackham is also in PDI. That's part of his portfolio.
Oh, even better.
That he tweeted out.
He will make so much money on the retarded community.
Somebody has to make these green candles. Got to be somebody.
No, he probably just somehow accumulated and then will destroy the chart.
Paul Sachs, do y'all hate more PDI or the outrage marketing phase? What do we hate more?
I like both, to be honest.
It's
at least I have something to laugh about. And the outrage marketing wasn't that bad.
The outrage marketing I never felt addressed. This wasn't meant for me, and I just feel sorry for all these people that we got into the community that are into Rolex watches and into big cars, and now they're all here, and we're no longer talking about watches. So what are they doing now? Like that was the manip, just to get these guys, high net worth individuals, into the chain. I think it worked. It would have been more effective towards or in a bull run instead of after the bull run, the last one. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe, who knows?
So yeah, and the PDI thing again, as I said earlier, what bugs me is that how the community is behaving is so against how this hex community started out as, anti-scam, big promises like Big Connect. That's where we came from.
Everything evolves.
That's where but we had some I don't want to say morals, but some a common belief system in trustless.
Now we don't. Now we listen to experts on Twitter posting great videos where Richard says that it can be used as the hex can be used as collateral for PDI.
Then Crypto Vince, he remains very vocal about it, and he's like, time for a wellness check on this dude. He swapped all of his hex into PDI, and then the price corrected, and now if he would sell back, he could only get 40 in, 26 out, But that's what happens. It's not, people are lottery ticketing, game playing with their core coins. So that's not cool,
It's great. You have to sell it at some time. If you sell it for bullshit, then it's great. You can sell it and buy a Lambo, then crash it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
And that's another thing that bugs me at the moment. It's this shitting, and I even get that here in the green room sometimes. It's this shitting on the hex staking narrative that everybody is saying, you all want to stay liquid because next year there will be a cycle top, etc. That is not what hex was made for or as it's intended to use. Look, the power of hex. Let's check the Dream account by Kareem the Dream. Let's check the Dream wallet, okay? Currently $4.5 million worth. And he has a stake here. It's this one that I'm intrigued by because I have a similar one, but it's just one. He has like thousands of these. But here's a 2 million hex principal, right? And he staked that for 10, 11 years until 2031. It's a 2 million principal. And that shit is already now at 7.8 million coins. After simply 4 years in, right? So this is including big paydays, so you can probably discount maybe 800,000 of that, but still it's around 7 million. And that's awesome. Like how else do you get this? Like you cannot buy this, you cannot DCA like that. And this is already 7 million now after only 4 years in, and it's projected to be 18 million when this shit matures.
Yeah, that's awesome, but you
That's
cannot
awesome.
you cannot onboard people into Hex in this condition. When there is they could earn more in farms. It doesn't make sense.
But you must have a long...
If Hex makes a new top, like new all-time high, like I don't know, $1.15, then you can say, hi Toby. Then you can say, oh, see this shit? It does the same thing like Bitcoin. If you buy it, stake it for 15, great. After 15 years, you will be golden. But we cannot say it now. We don't have the proof on the chart. Like this is the second cycle, and
yeah, but we do have charts. We have the it's built to pump.
Yeah, for the last three years it pumped like.
No, not the price, but the T-share rate. Look, this is the T-share rate. No, this is current stakers. This is the T-share rate. This is what we have when we say.
Listen, DJ.
It's built to pump.
It works as intended, but you cannot sell this shit right now. That's all I'm saying.
But you're not supposed to sell this right now. That's my whole thing. Like Hex is for the long term. It's a staking ladder. Like the Dream Wallet, you stake that out. He only has stakes longer than 10 years to get the maximum bonus. So this is what Hex was made for. If you want to run up a coin just for the next cycle, do it with PDI. or with Bitcoin or with something. But Hex has this specific functionality of long-term daily cha-ching. Jackpot, bitch, every day at 00 UTC, and I don't know, and trustless, and it's even worth something. You know, there is no other coin I know that does that. So, and I really don't appreciate people within the community fudding the core Hex narrative, and I hear it all the time. Toby, help me out here. God damn.
Hey. What's up, fellas? Dude, I'm trying to warm up. It's like my nose is running. I've been out in the cold.
You got the head on. You're heating out.
I had to get an MRI.
Me too, Toby. I
had to get an MRI today.
Oh, for you? I thought you were bringing somebody there.
Dude, MRIs are terrifying. I don't know if anyone else has any claustrophobia.
I had one, yes. You're in this metal tube and you hear the clickety-clack going on.
For like 40 minutes. It's like, yeah, so I'm a little wrought. And then because I was nervous about freaking out, because I have like this little squeeze ball, like if you panic, you can squeeze it and then they'll pull you back out of the tube. And I told them when I went in, I said, hey, if you guys can get me through this in less than 3 squeezes of that ball, I'm like, you're kicking ass. And then to be sure that maybe I'd be a little better off, I took a Valium before I went. So that helped kind of ratchet me down a bit. And then in my brain, I'm thinking, oh God, Papa, I got to deal with Papa, and I got to bust through this fog. So I pounded a double espresso on the way here. So now I feel like I'm on a speedball to where it's like I don't really know if like my brain's trying to cut through the fog, but I'll do my best. And then I came in out of the cold, so now all my sinuses are draining. So I sound like a fucking crazy cokehead probably.
But you don't. But how did you panic? Because you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and.
We lay there, but you're in a really tight space. You're in a coffin, right?
And but sleep. Close like, your eyes. Take a nap.
Well, I used to when I was younger, and I had one for like my knees and stuff.
Oh, when I was younger.
When I was seriously, it's like I had no
claustrophobia
issues. I used to do caving and rock climbing and like, going through tight passes and stuff. I never had issues with enclosed places. And then something's happened over the last few years to where it's like, dude, I get a little panicky. But whatever. Enough about me. And then I got charts.
So, well, I'm glad you made it through, and I hope everything is right once you get the analysis of that.
So Peter, is DJ still just like beating the P-dye drum? Is that what I heard on the drive over?
I am beating.
We're done with P-dye. We're now on the people shitting on the hex narrative that long-term staking is moronic and
That's
is
fine.
bullshit. Yeah,
I love it. It's like that's more T-shirts for me. I'm fine with it. It's like there's a learning curve. There are levels to this shit, and once they figure it out, and what my thinking will be is if they're using tools like StakeHex today. I don't know of any other tools that are out there for the Pulsechain side, but StakeHex.today is great for estimating.
Hex Scout, obviously.
Does it estimate though? Like
it gives you a projection, yes.
Oh, no, not on a current stake, but if you wanted to like do fake
sample simulation stakes. I think it does that too.
Man, if it does,
I think it does that too.
Scout, I'll have to poke around and see if they've got that because that would be great.
But definitely, as you said, StakeHex today does that. You can fiddle and even change the projection. So that's
cool. Because way back in the day, like Bree came up with an amazing spreadsheet that helped open my eyes to the power of T-shares, and that changed my strategy considerably. And then Juan Fernandez had worked with her on that, and then I condensed it down to a more manageable form, and then went on to a lot of streams and talked about it. And it was remarkably accurate as far as how much T-share earning you would get based on the length of a stake. And even the pricing model was pretty close until.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. Finbear, great joke.
Great comment. Fantastic.
Great joke. I mean, the ones.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like. They frown on that for sure. Yeah, not a good thing. But yeah, so but anyhow, we were going to try to webify it, and then we couldn't get together on it. And Bree was kind of like, no, I don't want to monetize it. I'm like, no, not monetize. I'm like, I was just suggesting a donation address in case there was upkeep cost on the website, whatever. And she was like, absolutely not. I don't want to take anything from the community. And then we just stalled. And then Ke, British guy, we consulted him as a web dev. And he's the one that came out with StakeHex.today, which is essentially that spreadsheet. Yes. But it's only for EHEX, and he's got his own Telegram group. I pushed him on it, like, dude, when Pulsechain, because I think it's a great tool because people can see it. And then my speculation is if people they can play around with the EHEX one, StakeHex.today, and if there's one on Hex Scout for PHEX, that's great. But as soon as the price starts going up, and then people start to play with that, and then they say, hey, we're at 10 cents. If by next cycle we're at $1 or 50 cents or whatever, and you can change that price projection and then see how much yield you will get based on the length of your stake and what those T-shares really do, it blows your mind. It is like a huge wake up call when you finally see that, like, oh my God. Like here's a prime example. I'm infamous for the fact that I had approximately $10 million worth of Hex liquid at the top. I chose to stake it out for like another 6 years, right? Peter, that's a good reaction. In hindsight, I'm like, dude, why didn't I sell that shit and like try to buy back lower? But change was around the corner. I didn't want to give up any of my Hex because I wanted those copies, yada yada. So check this out.
I think with patience, that's a good trade.
Well, honestly, dude,
seriously.
Dude, check this out. Because of the yield that it has earned already, and it's still got a couple years to go, and I know we'll be in a bear market by then, and we'll see what happens. But with the yield that's earned already, at the current prices, that stake, because now I've got duplicates, right? I got it on both chains. If I add those together, it's $1.7 million. So we only have to do like a 5 or 6x from here for that to be $10 million again. That's crazy, right? Because it's like, that's not all-time highs by a long shot. But that yield cut my cost basis down. That's what we've said over and over. It's like DCAing without having to put any more money.
Without having to put it for free. It's free. How can you FUD free money? And again, it's this 2 million Hex principle. It's currently 7.8. And I know for a fact that I could not have bought, even with the dip that we had, I could not have bought 6.8 million Hex during the last 2 years. I could have not on both chains now.
Right.
So, you know, and I'm just a squid, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people in my position, and that's the whole strength of it, and with the added benefit that it has this big size of a community around it, that it's again completely trustless. You don't have to trust anybody. No, it's you and the contract, and that's it. So I don't know why people cannot differentiate between the utility that Hex presents, 5 years proven track record of that, and just trading a cycle with whatever, with XRP, if we're crying out loud, you know, with whatever. Why is this such a thing? And is demonized? This long-term staking is demonized like that. So
yeah, it is.
Oh man,
it looks like shit right now.
And they've said, okay, convention.
It's so simple. People like PDI because they bought in and they see a good chart. That when it crashes, well, I hope you can sell.
Now, I don't know if you guys saw, like, my anxiety yesterday about my MRI today turned into aggression, and I happened to
X. I've seen that.
Well, I on Twitter, on X, I kind of went after Bank X a little bit. And what came to mind was everybody has cried about Bank X and the sell walls, whatever, and I'm like, has anyone engaged them? They're on Twitter. They post videos. They're still relatively active, talking about their thing that's never going to launch, in my opinion. And has anyone just asked them or called them out directly? So I did. Yeah. And then of course, like, they blocked me.
Get the blockeroni.
I get the blockeroni, which was like, you know, add it to my badge of honor with Eric Wall and some of the other idiots out there that have blocked me over the years. Yeah. And I'm fine with it. And then I found, like, oh, wait a minute, he's actually got a link to his personal X. Blocked me there too. And then I saw where he's got some ridiculously retarded idea about, like, cloud storage for your seed phrases and bullshit like that.
Oh my God.
And it has a whopping 4 followers on X for that one. And that was a dud. So the guy is like a serial loser. And then he got lucky with this pitch of pegging of silver and got Godwell to give him a ton of EHEX. And, you know, and we all know the story, right? And then, but they have been dumping like mad. And my theory is they've ramped up the dumping because they're pissed and they're rage quitting. So I would highly encourage everyone to go after them and keep them dumping.
Oil on the fire, guys.
And we'll see the chart here in a minute. Chart's barely budged. They've dumped millions of EHEX over the last couple of weeks. And they're down, like, I haven't looked at it since I got home, but earlier today they were down to 370 million. They pulled all of their liquidity positions. It's all liquid now, and they're selling it to DAI. They're trading DAI for ETH, and they're moving it to other wallets.
They should pump
PDAI. Yeah, then we
PDAI.
Yeah, they're obviously not supportive of Richard Heart tokens because all they're doing is using it to dump and buy something else. And then, you know, my guess is once they're out completely, poof, they'll disappear like a fart in the wind. That'll never launch. And that was one of my questions. I was like, hey, did Godwell get his tokens? Did you do your airdrop?
And Godwell is retarded.
And well, he was speculating maybe it was a tax situation. He was taking the tax loss.
Don't make any excuses for retarded behavior.
I don't know. I don't know. I like Godwell. I'm not trying to, like, get on his wrong side. It's like, I think that he's a smart guy. He's done very well for himself.
That move was weird, though. Nobody understands.
Right. Nobody. But my thinking is that, you know, he had some reasons. And maybe he bought the narrative. Maybe he drank their stupid Kool-Aid and believed that this thing was going to be a winner, right? And he had gobs of HEX.
Silver-backed stablecoin.
Yep. And luckily, he did it after the copy. So at least they didn't get a copy of PHEX. So they only ended up with EHEX bags. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But it's like, I bet they launch nothing and they liquidate everything and then they disappear and run off with the money. And then if you remember from Nuclear Herb's great analysis of the SEC hearing and the transcripts and while SJ doing the role play with the guys on DGen Roundtable, where they actually, like, acted it out. One of the things that the judge said was he delivered the product. Like, what's the problem? Yeah, they didn't. Richard had a sacrifice, but he delivered the product. So where's the foul? None. This guy, however, is chef's kiss ready for an SEC violation. So, hey, Cleo, if you're listening, I know that you love to try to get that 10% reward from the SEC. I got one for you, bro. Go after him. So it'll be fun to see. I love just trolling them relentlessly lately. So hop on the bandwagon. Fuck those guys up. So that's all on that. And
they also have
Telegram,
but
And one more
probably
thing. I mean,
get banned right away.
Could you guys imagine if Godwell didn't put that fucking EHEX to Bank Hex, but instead created a liquidity position for EXPX?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
Would be nice, but he's retarded. He
obviously didn't think it through. And I mean, it's one of those things too, where it's like, how many, I mean, I haven't done this. I won't sell any of my RH coins to degen, but think about this. All right. I did take dry powder to degen. And with a guy like that, it's like, what was 800? I mean, to him, what's 800 million EHEX? 1% of his holdings, 2%. I don't know what it is. So to him, it's like, let me throw it at this thing. It looks like it might go.
Yeah.
You know, it's all relative. You know, to him, it's like me or you guys like throwing $100 or something.
Yeah, because he also has some kind of a dream wallet. He has long stakes, and some of them matured.
Yes.
So he's probably getting that in a year or something. You know, that's for him. That's it's not.
And he's still sitting on like
the world.
135,000 Ethereum.
Absolutely. Wow.
So he's all right. He's not.
All right. Are you in the mood for some charting?
I got it. Yeah, I shared it.
Shall we do that? Okay.
Yeah, we can start out.
Let me read everything. All right, here we go.
That was the abbreviated version. I just heard the. I didn't get the full intro, but it's good enough for me.
I heard one.
Okay, so. The beloved, the one and only, my Richard's firstborn son, my personal favorite because it's been life changing for me, and I wouldn't have got my PHEX copies had I not been an EHEX, right? So this is the long view chart, so we can see the all time high way back here in September of 2021. And this chart, this descending parallel channel has been playing out ever since then. Worked our way off the bottom just consistently all the way from March of 2024 until we finally broke above it. Started working our way off of it in mid-August, and then we really got the run up in September. As you recall, I had this this yellow fractal, which is basically this section of the chart, like what had happened the last time we had a run up. And I'm like, hey, let's lay that over this chart from June of 2024 to September of 2025, just like this was June of 2024 to June of 2020 to September of 2021, and just see how it plays out. And it was hitting it pretty nicely, but I think, and we even had a little spike right at the time of the hearing, which was like, that's wild. How would this fractal like line up with those dates? But it did. However, it seemed like that run up happened about a month early. So what I did, for those that don't recall, and I always like to kind of preface this in case they check my work, this is moved back about 1 month. But by doing that and shifting it back 1 month, we can zoom in here and look. We'll get it down to the 3-day because it's stupid accurate. Like, let me, and I know this is like woo-woo stuff. I get it. But let me brighten up this thing. Look at this. There's the fractal in yellow, right? Look at the chart. Just all the way right to where it even bounces off the top of this line and wicks down and wicks down. Now, here's my theory, which would be really weird if this plays out, and even though there's thinner liquidity, things can move up or down more quickly. We've been holding really, really well through these couple of red 3-day candles, which has been primarily 60 million or so dumped by Pulse or by BankX, right? Now, if they continue to dump and there is not enough buy pressure to hold it up, we could work our way back down this fractal, which would just be like, to me, like weird. Just weird, because fractals are like, it's like tarot cards on top of astrology. It's just double weird, right? But what I do like is the yellow ascending parallel channel that we're working with. I'll dull this down a little bit so it's not in the way as much, and then you can just see the price action. So we've got the green candles wicking up to the top of the candle, or wicking up to the top of the channel. Red candle here wicked through the channel, worked our way back down, got a red wick up, and we're kind of holding right now right around what price? We're at right at half a penny. Not too shabby. if we work our way across this channel, if we don't get the big dumpage, if there is enough buy pressure to hold them off, we could just stay right along the top of this channel and get up to our next resistance at the beloved 007. Or with all that potential sell pressure, you could be looking for a retrace here. So, hold on to your hats. And then I'm still looking at a breakout if we work our way through this channel sometime in March. The breakout of that white channel, the full measured move of that gets us up to 20-cent EHEX.
I'll take
That's what I'm hoping for. Now, also, we have to consider the inauguration, January 20th. Everybody's anticipating that's going to be a big push. It could be a sell the news thing, could be a run up to it, and then a sell the news. We'll find out. But with the bullish characteristics of the incoming administration, we could end up to the top of this channel much sooner. And if we get to the top of the channel sooner and break out of the white channel, the full measured move of that, which is the height of the channel, let's say we broke out a couple days after the inauguration, then we're looking at a full measured move up to about 25 cents. So now obviously that's going to take time. That's highly unlikely, in my opinion, that it would shoot straight up like that, but crazier things have happened. And as you can see from the fractal, it took about how many months? From the bottom to the top, June of 20. Well, let's see here, November to September, August, 10 months. Mm-hmm. So it could be that we hit the target, but it could take a long time and some bouncing around before we get up that high. So, strap in. It's going to be a fun year. We've definitely endured a lot of difficulty over the last 3. So it's nice to see some fun stuff on the horizon. Moving right along, we'll go over to Hex on Pulsechain, the favorite son, the one that everybody loves. The one I equate to Twins on the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Louis De Palma. Is it Louis De Palma? No, that was his character on Taxi. Who's the guy? I can't think of his name. The little short guy.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Yeah. So Danny DeVito and Arnold Palmer were in a funny movie in like the 90s called Twins. Yes. Obviously, those guys don't look like twins, but So basically, EHEX is the little short guy, the big buff superhero guy.
It. Okay,
EHEX.
Sorry, it was a bit slow on that one.
So there's my reference that I had to explain. But anywho, here's the fun part. We are just a whisper away from beating the all-time high on.
It's flirting with the 3 cent mark.
Yeah.
At the moment,
we're bouncing around the 3 cent mark, and as you can see here, we've broken out of the channel, and then we've come back to retest. We're a little bit below that top line.
Yeah.
This could be adjusted a little. You can kind of play with these a little bit. It's more art than science. So you can kind of bring this down a little bit to kind of, keep us more like at the channel instead of back in it. And that's typically bullish, if you can test the top side resistance of the channel and then get the breakout. So maybe we work our way along the top of this channel, and then we finally get the breakout, and then the full measured move of that gets us up right almost to 4 cents. So looking really good to me on the PHEX chart. Obviously, if EHEX gets pulled down, that'll affect the ratio, of course, but it may also pull down PHEX as well. So it's something to be aware of, that there can be drag on effects of EHEX dumping. So, be prepared for that. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it. We're at 2.7 right now. If we could get back above 3 cents, I think that's going to be really bullish. And it's really kind of blue sky between 3 cents and 4. There's not a lot of price action if you go back to like when it launched. Not a lot of price action in here between 3 and 4.
Giant W, this whole structure.
Yep, there's nothing. Big bat wing or whatever you want to call it. Also, and I think I did this before. I know that you like the cup and handle stuff. Let me see if I can do this with just like a
You always put me in this box. Papa Boner. I'm not the cup and handle guy. I'm a triangle guy.
You're triangle man.
Ascending, descending triangles. That's my thing.
Triangles are great, and triangles are just like really. If you look at descending triangles and ascending triangles and how they play out, they usually are within a channel. So it's like you might play around with parallel channels, and it's remarkable how much that kind of all works together. So here's the cool part. I drew this little blue cup. This could theoretically have been the handle down. And then the idea is you come back up to test the lip of the cup, which would have been right here, right? Like this would be the lip of your cup. So, well, actually the lip of the cup, excuse me. The lip of the cup would be more up here. So this is the lip of the cup. And we went through the lip of the cup. Now the measured move on a cup and handle is the depth of the cup. So if we had that, and let's do it this way because it'll be easier to draw it in. And it's just kind of nice when you have confluence and things are kind of like telling you the same story. So if we break the top lip of that, then what's it do? It gets us above 3 cents, and it looks like we're making our march there now. So the cup and handle move puts us about 3.3. The measured move on the parallel channel, as I said, takes us up to about 4. So
you see, guys, this is easy. Like happy little trees, you know.
Yeah, exactly, no doubt, right? Yeah, lots of that, lots of that. So let me get all those little squiggles off of there, so my chart's not ugly for next week. Okay, so there's Hex on Pulsechain. That's a pretty fun one. Let's go to Pulse, and if we're looking at Pulse, similar situation. It's a little tricky here. I mean, we could kind of maybe adjust this triangle a bit, but it really feels more accurate right where I had it, right? So it looks like we tried to get above it. We broke back down. Technically, we're right at that top line again. So it's just a matter if, we fall back down into the channel, maybe come back down here around 4065 at the 21 EMA, which is also around the midline. Or if we can maintain above this and use it as support and move forward and get that full measured move, we're almost back up into the channel we had before the death candle, before the death tweet, rather, right? So if we can get that full measured move, that'd take us up to about 38% above SAC, so 000138. And then if we can get back into this channel, which we were humming along in pretty nicely until, hey, HEX sucks, and then everything died. So we're almost back into that channel, which would be great.
He tweeted,
the community decided.
It wasn't him. It's like the community overreacted, in my opinion. But hey,
he tweeted HEX is still in the top 5 traded coins on Ethereum. So what do you want? Like, what?
Still got love for the firstborn. I don't know what everybody's talking about.
But he tweeted about PDI also.
Of course you're going to hear about that. And hey, and here, quick aside, Nerd Girl's been on it just on fire and literally saying the same kind of stuff that I've been saying for a while now as well, which is there is no benefit for him to come out publicly for or against.
Absolutely.
No benefit.
Absolutely correct.
And it's a perfect storm for someone that wants to continue the narrative they've pushed because he's not going to tell them they're wrong. Then they can use that ambiguity.
If he wants, he cannot.
Right.
No. You've seen at the hearing how they take every word apart. He cannot.
It's a lose-lose. I mean, it's not his token, but it's a lose-lose. If he says he's for it, that's not good. If he says he's against it, that's not good. So, but he is keen, just like you mentioned, Peter, to have mentioned it previously. If there's anything on Pulsechain that's pumping, he will flex that shit. Yeah. So, and if it's a community effort and they can somehow, because I saw someone shift the narrative a little bit, and I don't know why they don't lean harder in this direction because it's more sustainable, which is somehow to get the community to collateralize it. And if they can get the community to collateralize it and not be waiting on
it can be a community disaster.
No. If the community collateralizes it and they lock those vaults and they do that properly, then it's no different than Ari choosing his bags. If they can figure out a way to do it and peg it, then good for them and good for all.
The community cannot even provide liquidity for EHEX and PHEX. They are unable. It's mind-boggling. We are retards.
Trailer park.
Okay,
there's a little bit of that.
Trailer park.
Crypto people.
Trash. Yeah.
I feel like with my Maple Street Biscuit Company hat and this Duck Dynasty beard, that was aimed at me, Peter. Right?
But that's another thing. This whole collateralization thing. If you look at Tether, which is probably the most hated stablecoin, but Tether is, according to their own audit that they provided in 2018 or 2019, it was, I think, 80% backed by actual fiat in their bank accounts, and 20% is other shit.
Yeah,
it can be real estate, can be stock investment, but can also be Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has moved, so Tether should be perfectly over collateralized if they didn't fumble the bag. So what we're trying to do here is get Richard to peg this with some drawn pony style, value. Like, where's the hard backing for that?
And
it's magic death work. That's also not cool. And him being currently in this court thing, I'm not sure if he wants to be associated with any such move.
Absolutely not. And that's what I'm saying. It's a perfect storm for the guys that are shilling it because they know he's not going to say anything. And they can keep running their mouths about it.
Squirrel said, hey, 350 is only 36 billion.
It's only 36 billion.
Come on.
The community can come up with that. Come on, Red Squirrel. Get some of those Tetra guys to throw some money at it, right?
Exactly.
And Richard, obviously, Richard likes a contract that's broken to hell. He likes like.
Yeah, he likes to. I mean, he likes
contracts. He likes that.
He likes his own shit because it's not broken, and he knows how to like set it up properly from the get go and make it immutable and no admin keys, all the stuff that we love about what he's taught us about DeFi and how it ought to be. So yeah, it's like, and have you ever seen him promote anything that he did not physically make?
He tweeted about it 4 times, man.
and he said and he used the word "milady" in a tweet, so it must be true.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was perfect. Right. Yeah.
So whatever. So I'm not shitting on P Dye. I'm just saying, hey guys,
treat it what it is. Treat it like what it is. A speculation. It's not gospel.
And I got a bag. I'm not lying. I got a moon bag. I bought in back in August of 2023, and it's like I sold enough to cover my principal. And I've let the moon bag run, and I'm very pleased with it. So pump my bags, bros. It's like I'm down with it.
Dump on the reckon.
Pump it. Well, here's the thing. Let me give you a little sneak peek. Here's a little alpha. If you see him coming out, and I'm not saying anything bad about Rackham, but it's like history has a way of rhyming. Right?
He will do the same shit.
No, if you see him all of a sudden start tweeting a lot about it's gonna peg, and it's like let's 10 cents, and he's like, we're gonna do a 10x, or here we come.
Sell signal.
Strap in, baby, because I have a feeling somebody might exit. But maybe we'll see how it plays out. I mean, hopefully not. But I would rather I would rather him dump that stuff than RH tokens. So go make money, Rack. You know how to do it, bro. So all right. So moving on, we'll go to PulseX really quickly. This one's a boogered up looking chart, but follow along if you can. Let me get this big thing out of here. So this was the big channel that we saw as a descending yellow parallel channel. I have this big line here to show you what the measured move of that would be if we break out. And you can see it's like channels within channels, right? So we've got this channel working our way up. And let me show you something real quick, DJ. So just to kind of prove my point earlier about triangles. Like here's a triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let me get that triangle in there, boom. And then
enhance.
Get the other part of the triangle.
Well, triangles sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's one that didn't work.
Right. Well, it worked. It was this was more of a symmetric or maybe even a descending triangle. Descending triangle will typically break down, but not always. I forget the percentages. Crown used to talk to us about the percentages on stuff like that before he got into more esoteric forms of TA. And then if you do the measured move on that, it made that move. Because that's about the height of that triangle, and it made that move. And then it balanced out here a little bit, little baby triangle right there too, if you wanted to zoom in on it, and it exceeded that move. So it's, there are lots of triangles within any parallel channel. Look for them, you'll find them every time. So,
here, you're American, Toby. Is Milady, is that a Thunderbirds Argo thing?
What is it?
That Archie's saying Milady is Parker from Thunderbirds.
I'm not
Did you watch
the
Thunderbirds series?
Maybe. I mean, I think it's just a kind of almost like a meme of what was done in like old English times, of like, yes, milady, and you'd tip your hat. It's like that kind of thing.
But if it's a Thunderbirds reference,
that's got different connotations.
But that's totally Richard Hart because he's into this shit,
Well, that might have been why he utilized it when he tweeted it, but but that's public. So it's like someone, if they're trying to manipulate it and make something look like him, then they can be like, well, he used it here. So, hey, he used it there. And then who fucking knows? But, it's been interesting. It's not been boring, you know. So anyhow, back to this this channel that we're working our way up. So we're grinding our way up and got to the top of this bigger descending parallel channel that rejected, right? So we worked our way back down. We're coming back down to our support at 405. And we're working our way off of that. That's also the midline, which is this blue dashed line in the center of this ascending channel. So that's always something to take note of. You can see there's lots of price action, rejections, and supports on the not only tops and bottoms of channels, but also those midlines. So we're bouncing off that midline. You know, could we break back down below the midline and get back down to the 21 EMA around 4.2, possibly? All the way down to the horizontal support in the bottom of the channel at 3.6. Yeah, that'd suck, but it's possible. What I'd be looking for here is some strength at these levels, especially with that horizontal coming in there at 4.051. We've bounced off that now. I'm sorry, 4.0 is 4.8. We're up above that now at 4.051 on PulseX. And then, you know, I could see us working back to the top of this channel and hopefully breaking it. So if we break it, measured move on that takes us through 1, 2, 3 horizontal resistance levels at quadruple 0.68, back right pretty much at SAC, 3 zeros and a 1, and then 3 zeros, 127. It would take us through all of those, and actually the full measured move takes us almost to the tick to the all-time high. All-time high on the wick was up to 1.4. The measured move takes us to 1.34. So it'd be nice to see that breakout sometime around, hey, curiously, when's this showing a potential breakout? January 25th, right after the inauguration.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. It's weird how these things kind of, the confluences, right?
Yeah.
So we did Hex already. And then let's go Ink, the clown of the family. Everybody loves, you know, the youngest child.
Everybody loves Ink.
He just, you know, he makes everybody smile. Ink's the little clowny guy. So we've got similar situation. We got a great big ascending yellow channel that's been working our way up. Bounced off of it, came to the midline, made another attempt, fell short, came to the bottom, just got above the midline here, came to the bottom, bounced off the bottom twice, started working our way back up, and now we've fought the midline a little bit, and then we're below that. Looked like we had an ascending channel within the broader ascending channel. We're right at the edge of that now, and that also happens to coincide with the 21 EMA, right around $3.38. This seems to be strong support at the $3 level. So, you know, a big wick down to that, which would also be close to the 55 EMA, which is the green squiggle. Zoom in on that a little bit, maybe make it a little easier for people at home to see that. But yeah, so if we were to wick down, I'd say strong support at $3, possibly a little bear trap down to 287 if we do push down. But I think that we probably more likely see getting back into this channel, working our way back up. We'd have to get past the midline at $4, get past the midline in the new channel at about $4.88. And then we've got psychological resistance around the $5 mark. And there's actually a previous support and resistance line at $5.25. So if we get above that, I'd be really, really confident that we should make a pretty quick move up to around the $7 level. And then if we break this channel, and we can actually just play around with dates here. Have I already got it on that date? No, that's a month later. So let's say it takes a minute and we don't break out of that until around inauguration as well. Then we're looking at a breakout here. So maybe chop around this channel. Maybe, you know, let me do a little fun drawing here. So maybe, you know, we do something like this. We kind of come up, come down, come up, reject, come down, come up, down, and then boom. Then we make the move. So the measured move on that, if we break out of this bigger yellow ascending channel, measured move on that's $25. Now that sounds crazy. However, all-time high.
Yeah, it was 80 before.
It's like $83 or something, right?
Yeah,
80. Let's go draw and get that out of here. Okay. Yeah, so the measured move on this guy. Stop drawing. I don't want to draw anymore. Give me that instead. Okay. Yeah, all-time high on this was up at $81.
Yeah.
So we could put a little horizontal line there just to kind of mark that on the chart of what we'd be looking at. I like my dashed lines. OCD there. All right, so yeah, so basically we're looking at a pretty good. See, you can see here where we had a little bit of support and resistance around the $25 level. That's why that horizontal is there. You can see another little peak here that rejected on the way up, and then also as we bounced on the way back down at the $31 level. So that's why I'm marking those as potential horizontal support resistance lines. And then really there's not a whole lot to go off of from $31 all the way up to 80. So yeah, so strap in. That should be pretty wild to see. The only issue with us making those kind of moves is, the buy pressure obviously would have to greatly surpass the sell pressure, and a lot of people are earning ink, including myself, with yield farming. And if you're gonna, if you are gonna try to do the rotation game and you're wanting more hex or you're wanting more pulse hex or whatever, what's the easiest one of your RH core bags to sell? Probably ink. So that's where it's got a little bit of an upward thing. And then Rackham's saying $6. He was saying the top's at $6.
Well,
he's earning
the biggest ink holder or something. So he really dominates. He makes the price.
He's making a lot. He's making a lot of ink every day. So I mean, he's got some major yield farms going. So it's like, so he could, that could be his target, but that's not to say that he dumps all of his ink there and crushes it at 6. Enough buy pressure behind it with the broader market moving up could easily undo whatever he might want to exit at.
There's like some people not going into EHEX because of BankX, and some people might not fuck too much with ink because of him. So, that's a similar narrative there.
Now here, just to be spicy, I went ahead, I didn't want to do this last week because I didn't want to encourage ratio trading, but this is the EHEX to HEX chart. So if anyone's curious of how to do this, there's basically, if you go to the EHEX HEX chart on Dex Screener, and then it usually, I think it's like 3 little dots in the upper right-hand corner, you do invert pair, and then you go over here to the price, and instead of it being priced in USDC, price it in EHEX, and it will give you a chart like this that shows you the ratios between HEX and EHEX. Shout out to Access Alive. He showed me how to do this. You can see here this big spike up in the ratio, and that was in March during the death tweet. So EHEX went down, PHEX went up. So that's where we got that big spike. Prior to that, we were, the market was kind of deciding. We were in a pretty tight range of what that ratio was. It was about 2.6 to 1.2 to 1.
Very long.
Bouncing in that range. I did a little ratio trading in that range myself and did okay. And then
March.
Right. Yeah. And then, we're up here. All the PHEX maxis are, cheering and patting themselves on the back. We worked our way back down just in September, all the way down to 2.6 ratio. Yeah. We're currently at about a 5.5, but we had worked our way all the way back up to a 10 spot ratio, which was the all-time high of the ratio. And we rejected hard off of that and came back down all the way down to.
This will be interesting chart to watch going forward, because it's almost like the Bitcoin dominance kind of a thing that also some people are trading.
And it could be one of those things too, like when BankX is out. I mean, obviously, if they continue to dump and PHEX holds, then that ratio is going to work its way back up. But once that cap is off, once that rain cloud is no longer on the horizon, and there's less liquidity. I know people love to shit on this notion, but it's not crazy to think that we could be at parity at some point again.
Yep.
Now, I personally think long-term PHEX is the better way to go, just because of the staking fees and that. But don't be surprised if we do hit parity. I'm not calling for it, but we could get to parity or close, and then then the market will decide, and it'll probably bounce around and find it more.
There are actually some Ethereum upgrades currently happening. I think this Crypto Profeta guy, he was tweeting about it, and it's mostly to do with the trying to fix the gas fee issue. So there's something happening there, but I don't think it's the end-all be-all solution for this cycle. I think when the cycle tops out and ETH has way more upside to go than Bitcoin at this moment in terms of X's and everything. And I think
Yes.
For an unstake. And
you froze.
More unstake.
Yep.
And
I'm with you. The only thing I'm concerned about with that is like, yeah, I like the idea of ETH fees being cheaper at some point. I don't really do much on the Ethereum network anymore. However, I don't know how the changes that they have in mind are going to impact the S-load function, which is what fucked us. So the S-load function, the way I don't know that does much. So, and without Papa here, do you guys want to look at Bitcoin or Ethereum real fast?
Yeah,
I'll
make let's do that real quick because we're already over time. But let's do that real condensed, super fast.
So right on. So basically, you know, we're back right at $100,000 on Bitcoin. You know, we've got this little ascending parallel channel working our way back up to the top of the white channel, which is the giant channel that I've got that goes all the way back to like 2012, I think. Similar situation in my mind that we'd be looking at potential breakout of that broader channel that's been going on for years and years around the inauguration. The measured move of that would take us up around 185. And then, of course, with some over exuberance, I could see us possibly reaching Richard's target at 240. So we'll see. Once again, it's going to take a while to play out. I obviously don't see that happening in January. You know, I'd say there could be a potential of a double top scenario like there was in 2021, where, you know, maybe we hit 185,000 in April, and then we have a retracement, maybe come all the way back down to around 113,000, and then boom, we get another top in September of 2025, and then maybe we overshoot the previous top and get the blow off top at 240. So be interesting to see if we do the double top thing like we did in 2021. And then real super quick is Ethereum. So Ethereum, same situation. We pulled a fractal. Me and the voices in my head, pulled a fractal from the previous cycle and laid it in here way back then when everyone was like, oh my God, are we going lower? And I'm like, well, according to the fractal, we're going to start working our way up, and I'll be damned if like this fractal was like spooky accurate too. Look at that fractal going right up along with the chart. I mean, it's nuts.
Toby was right.
On point.
Toby Dunn told you
it's
so.
Not me, dude. I'm just pointing at stuff that's there for anyone to look at. It's like I'm just reading the tea leaves, as they say. But right here, you're looking at this is on a 3-day, December 29th. It looks like end of the year. If we keep following the fractal, we could be up to $5,400 Ethereum by Christmas. And then, you know, a couple weeks after that might be the breakout. Measured move on that channel that we're watching gets us to about a $12,500 Ethereum. If we follow that fractal like it was from the last cycle and do the double top situation like we just talked about with Bitcoin, it was around the same time frame. It was within maybe a month of the Bitcoin tops. So I think Bitcoin topped in April the first time. Ethereum topped in May. So if it follows that same thing and follows this fractal, then you're looking at a $20,000 $20,000 Ethereum in May. Pullback, everybody thinks it's over. We get one more rush and a blow off top, and we get up to about $24,000 by November of 2025.
I also checked the crypto whispers before the show. So all the short-term day traders are all currently is like 90% is a buy. So they're all very bullish on Ethereum breakout happening soon. No financial advice, but this week could be in the making right now.
Yep, some fun stuff ahead.
So here we are. I'm sorry, this turned out into a bit of the ranting hour today with Uncle Cryptomatic and Peter. Like we're not trying to shit on anything. We're just.
I tried to shit on it.
We care about you guys. We don't want to see anyone get hurt, and we are still pushing the goddamn hex staking long-term gratification narrative here. There's not many shows left that actually do that. This is the What the Hex show. This is just what we do. So we're hex shills. I mean, what do you want from us?
right.
So next week Thursday will be the last episode of this year, episode 99. And we go out with an absolute banger of a show. We've got the great Big Kurkowski as our guest next week. Old school Bitcoin Ethereum miner from way before 2016, and also co-producer with Toby here of the highest of stakes.
Don't dodge him. Jesus.
Movie about Richard. So it will be very interesting to get his view and his take on things. So that's happening next week, Thursday. Please don't miss it. And he happens to throw, that's why I have this up here, a beach party today. So if you are by any chance in Puerto Rico, come down to San Juan by the beach, and he is throwing a big old beach party today. So that's big K for you.
He should have waited. It's like we're considering.
You just missed it.
Considering going down in January, so it's like just wait 1 month, and I'll be there.
Yeah. So at the beach cabana. So that's happening. We also have the best chat in crypto for sure on this show. Yes. We just broke above 100 viewers live, and the chat all on their own debunked the Milady conspiracy, man. If that's to do with the Thunderbirds episode, then that's just awesome. That's just awesome. You heard it here first, guys, on the What the Heck show. So smash the likes, follow up, and do you have any leaving words, Peter?
Just end it.
Outro.